The 6-week run of Les Misereables ended as it began, with success and emotion.
You've been able to get through a very large, complicated product, this production especially, and there's some relief in the closing, and yet there's a lot of sadness because, especially with this show, it was such a wonderful product to work with. The cast, the crew, everybody put so much into it, and suddenly that's gone.
But memories remain, and with Les Mis, there were many good memories.
The show was sold out from the first preview on.
The Arvada Center extended Les Mis twice, for a week each time, for a total of 6 weeks.
This show has blown people away. From the cast, their vocal abilities, the acting abilities. There are so many people that are so familiar with Les Mis, and they've only seen it in the major roadhouses, in the large theaters, or in New York. I had one gentleman tell me he's seen Les Mis 73 times. One of the most common comments I got was how they heard every word, and this is the first time they've really understood the whole story. That was a wonderful compliment to receive.
Good memories, sprinkled with some major challenges, such as when lead actor Randall Keith broke an ankle and had to be replaced. Understudy Drew Frady temporarily filled his role as Jean Valjean, but keeping him in that role would have meant replacing him in his other roles and would have brought too many other changes to the entire cast. So producer Rod Lansberry opted for a new actor to play Valjean.
We brought in another gentleman, Dennis St. Pierre, who had just finished doing Valjean in Maine. So he came in extremely well prepared, but it was just a matter then of taking 3 days to rehearse him with our cast, with our show, the staging that we were working with, even from an emotional level of where the character came from, because he had done it obviously in slightly different ways.
What made it difficult is knowing that I was filling somebody's shoes that were huge. Randall's an amazing performer. I saw him on Broadway do this show. I thought he was one of the people that I could try to emulate. And to fill his shoes is not an easy task.
Come, Cosette, come, my dear.
Rod's ideas are wonderful. They bring a lot more love and passion into the role and a little bit more commitment to his journey. And I really love that about it. So that's one thing that made it also easy, is his direction.
And as with so many actors, having the opportunity to perform in Les Misérables has been a dream come true for St. Pierre.
Les Mis was the show that I first really started loving theater for and wanted to be involved in, and I never got to be in it until this past summer. And I had quit the business 4 years ago and came back to the business for this, and now to have a second blessing and second opportunity to recreate this role is really amazing, and I can't even tell you how much it fills my heart.
It's been wonderful. The people are great. I love working at the Arvada Center.
Elizabeth Welch played Cosette in Les Mis. Welch is a Colorado native whose passion for music and theater has taken her to opera stages in Boulder, Illinois, Germany, and Austria. But her heart is in local productions, and she embraced the role of Cosette.
She is the young, innocent life, and she teaches Valjean how to love. Cosette isn't really in the show much. She's talked about a lot, so it's kind of a challenge to be talked about and then show up and have to embody everything everyone said about you. The book helped a lot because there's a lot said about Cosette in the book that I drew from.
In the play, the orphan Cosette lived with the Thénardiers, whose own daughter Éponine loved the same man as Cosette.
I think Éponine's story is really universal. I think most everyone can remember in their life someone that, that they have loved that didn't love them back.
But the role itself was a new challenge for actress Amy Board, who has performed in other Arvada Center productions, such as the musical comedy The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. In contrast, Éponine is perhaps one of the most tragic figures in Les Mis.
I like the way you always tease.
This is the first time anybody's seen me do anything like this. I'm usually doing the funny sidekick stuff, so it is a big deal for me.
I got you worried, now I have. That's just like me quite a lot.
Rod and I had some wonderful conversations about just kind of the innocence of her. She's one of the boys, and she has always been treated like a boy, so she doesn't really know how to flirt. She doesn't really know how to connect with a man in a romantic way. and she's just heartbroken over this man, and she just doesn't know what to do.
Within all the tragedy, it's Eponine's innkeeper parents, the Thénardiers, who provide a little relief.
The second act, as you know, gets awfully oppressive and very difficult and heavy, and maybe sometimes it just helps to think, okay, these are a little bit clownish, these people, and maybe we can laugh a little bit.
Beth Flynn delivers that moment. She is known for her comedic timing, which has won her rave reviews for past productions, such as Thoroughly Modern Millie at the Arvada Center. As Madame Thénardier in Les Mis, she paired up with an actor equally thrilled to see what a difference the Thénardiers could make in this production. Wayne Kennedy played Thénardier, the selfish innkeeper.
He is an incredible partner, so it was really wonderful, I think, for us to be able to explore that relationship. I think that she just adores him. It's kind of fun to play sinister roles, but yet people who really love each other, I think, in their awful way.
But as a 17-year veteran of the Boulder Dinner Theater, it's a role Kennedy never expected.
I think, well, that's the thing I'll never get to do, and that's part of the trade-off, because I love being here, and then here it comes along, and to do it at this place, it's such a wonderful facility, and the group of actors they got together, every last buddy in the show they're fabulous, on a par with anybody, anywhere. To do this show and to do this show of this caliber with these folks, it's a huge deal, yeah.
The partnership with Flynn made it especially right for Kennedy.
She's so wonderful to work with and play off of, and I think that the audience, more than anything, likes to watch these two together. The thing that happens when they're together and the relationship between them, I think, is really engaging for me.
But we're the ones who take it, we're the ones who make it in the end.
The Thénardiers are almost the only chance the audience gets to laugh. I think that it's tempting to make them just a series of bits, just for the comedy part of it. And what I hoped is to make it, maybe not go for the comic, make it a real person, because I think that the arc of the character is very interesting. By the time you get to the end and he's stealing gold out of dead people's mouths just for the cash, there's a flip side, there's a real dark kind of macabre side to the guy, and to make that believable, I think that you have to make him a real person from the beginning.
As the curtain came down on Les Mis, as in show business anywhere, here at the Arvada Center, auditions and rehearsals were already underway for new productions.
As we always do, we have other productions coming now, so we need to be able to move on and concentrate on those elements. But Les Mis will probably be one of the most historical productions we've done at the Arvada Center. It has certainly topped any box office receipts that we've ever had. As far as our audience response, it's definitely topped anything we've done.
In fact, the preliminary final sales numbers exceeded all expectations, selling 22,940 seats and grossing $985,243. Lansberry hints at recreating the magic in years to come.
I'd like to look at bringing it back for maybe 2 or 3 weeks as a special engagement, and hopefully with the same cast as much as we can.
In the meantime,
topping Les Mis, to be honest, I don't see us topping Les Mis. Will we create just as good a quality and another major production? Yes. All of our shows, we strive for the best quality productions we can produce.